Hello everybody, this is Hammer Striker here. I've got a couple of guns on the table that I know you've seen before if you've seen our videos. I've got a Glock 48. This one is chambered in 9mm and from the factory holds 10 rounds. And I've got a Glock 43X, which also is chambered in 9mm and holds 10 rounds from the factory. Both of these guns are absolutely stock. The guns themselves have not been modified in any way. But one of these is holding 15 rounds at the moment, and the other one is holding 10. Can you tell which one? You probably can't. So we'll take them one at a time. Pop out the 10-round magazine that's in the Glock 48. This is the stock polymer steel-lined magazine that Glock is known for. And of course it's not going to bite. So from now, at this point, you probably guessed fairly quickly that this is the one that holds 15 rounds. And I had indicated that the gun was unmodified, and it is. It's the magazine that's different. This is the Shield Arms S15, and it holds 15 rounds. The big thing that they've done different is this is a steel mag. So it has the same basic follower design and everything else, which of course it would have to in order to work properly in a Glock. It's the same size and thickness. If I line them up, the difference is the wall thickness. This polymer is much thicker. So with the steel magazine, they have room to actually kind of turn it into a double stack internally. The Glock 43X and the 48 have actually been losing the war. Probably ought to show that this one is empty, of course. Have been losing the war against the Hellcat, the P365, the P365 XL, and an assortment of other small handguns like this that are holding much more than the 7 to 10 rounds that these smaller guns typically hold, and they've been lagging behind. The polymer design of these magazines is pretty durable. They're designed to be dropped, abused, beaten up, and hold up well. But the market has moved beyond that, and most companies are using steel mags, mainly for the reason you can get more capacity because there's less magazine here and leaves room for more ammunition. Goes in and it mounts without any modification. They do recommend using their magazine catch, which I did not do, because one of the concepts I'm thinking of here when I found this, actually Hammer was out prowling one time and found it on the internet. When I found it, and actually we got one, the concept was that you're going to have to buy magazines for these anyway. They only come with 2 magazines. So you're going to be buying magazines. And without having to be a gunsmith, and without making any modifications whatsoever to the firearm itself, can you get 15 rounds of capacity? Do these things work reliably? So I deliberately did not change out the magazine catch. Now one thing I will point out, Glock, you can reverse the magazine catch, and all Gen 3 or newer, actually Gen 4 or newer magazines, which of course the 48, 43X use that newer design, have dual catches. So if you reverse the magazine catch, the magazines will work. The Shield Arms, I'm not sure why they didn't think of that, but there's only a notch on one side. So these will not work if you've reversed your magazine catch. I have a funny feeling they'll figure out that they made a mistake there, and they'll fix that fairly soon in another revision of these. But as it sits right now, they'll only work if you're set up for right hand. But they do work. They lock the gun back and they do everything they're supposed to. So I did take it to the range, and I did have one malfunction. On the very first round fired with the magazine, it failed to eject the case and kind of almost did a double feed. I fairly quickly cleared it, which made me wonder, okay, so this isn't going to be such a good idea. But after that, it worked flawlessly. Whether I did a Barney round, so I was doing a chambered round and the magazine was absolutely full at the point in time that the gun cycled, or whether I had just the 15 rounds empty chamber, put it in, close the gun, so as it cycled, of course, it was against less ammunition. Didn't matter what combination I did. Didn't matter which one of the 2 guns I used, it worked perfectly after that first initial malfunction. Now, I was using good ammunition. I was using CCI Blazer Brass, which is known to be pretty reliable. So that first time thing could have been anything. It could have been a spring that hadn't properly seated on the follower, which then seated. It could have been something I did with the gun. It could have even been that I didn't make sure the magazine was fully inserted. Magazine didn't fall out when that occurred, but because it only happened once, and I went through quite a few more magazines, I went through about 150 rounds, it was a one-time, first-time thing, so I'm kind of willing to ignore that. If it doesn't continue and doesn't continue to do that, then it would probably end up proving that the magazine's going to be reliable. So if you're wanting to get the Glock 43X or the 48 because you like Glocks or you like something about them, or in the current conditions right now, it's what's available, it kind of varies, but you don't like the capacity, these Shield Arm magazines are probably worth a try. They go from about $40 from the one you see in my hand, and they go on up to about $44 for the nickel-plated ones. So they've got some nicer looking ones. The finish on this is actually quite nice. I would probably not pay the extra money for shinier magazines because, of course, the magazine is not really meant to be seen anyway. And with the black oxide finish that's on it, it blends right in. So it kind of, you don't see any silver or any there. So I probably would actually choose the less expensive ones like this one. They've got a few multi-packs. If you buy them in packs of 3 or 6, they get a little less expensive. They are hard to find right now. It definitely took some searching for Hammer to find these. Gun company out in Colorado actually had them in stock, shipped them the next day when you ordered them, and they got here fairly quickly. But you will probably have to spend some quality time with Google trying to find some place that has them in stock. But if you're looking for a little more capacity, you want to run a 48 or a 43X, these might be worth giving it a try. Buy one or buy a 3-pack and spend some time at the range with it. But I had a good experience with this if I ignore that first initial issue. So that was just a short review on a piece of gear that might actually make your 43X and 48 more useful without necessarily making them any bigger. Beyond that, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, click that bell up there to get notified if you do. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon. We're kind of all over the place. Thank you.